Hello everybody and welcome back to the new VR news. As always, I am Mateo311 and this is your one channel for everything VR related. Today, we're going to go through the lineup of newly releasing VR titles. We have the Oculus Gaming Showcase to review. There's two amazing Kickstarter campaigns that I want to go over, including the Your 2 motion simulation chair. Oculus is once again giving us more updates, and we have an interesting concept headset from HTC. So let's not waste any more time and jump right into this. Let's start this video off with a quick first impressions for Wraith the Oblivion Afterlife. This is a horror-driven story title where you play as a spirit who's become bound to a mysterious mansion after your death. Personally, I enjoyed the fact that the game does not rely on jump scares, but still has some extremely creepy moments when you encounter these other malicious entities. So the suspense will build while you wander around the house performing fetch quests, and then things suddenly dial up to a 10 when you encounter these creatures. You'll also gain some special ghost abilities over time, which makes the gameplay a little bit more interesting, and overall, if you enjoy VR horror titles, from what I've seen, Wraith the Oblivion Afterlife is one of the best examples out there right now. When I do eventually complete this, I'll be posting more information for you guys. Okay, so let's move on to an upcoming Kickstarter campaign for Dungeon Full Dive. Dungeon Full Dive is a VR RPG tabletop simulator. Not only will you be gathering around the table with your friends, but you can also shrink down and take on the role of your player character. That's a unique experience that you really can't get anywhere else, and it also includes the ability to build custom maps. I'm really intrigued by this project. I hope it will incorporate official rule sets from games like Dungeons & Dragons, because I would absolutely love to dive into a virtual game of Dungeons & Dragons. If you're interested in supporting this Kickstarter, it does launch on April 27th. I'll include a link in the description. Now, if you're looking for something you could play in the near future, here's this week's release roundup. First up is Star Wars Pinball, releasing on all major platforms this Thursday on April 29th. You'll get an array of different pinball machines from iconic Star Wars movies. There's also minigames to play, and you'll have your own personal Star Wars fan room that you could fill up with items that you'll unlock by playing the game. I can't think of any other VR pinball experiences, so if that's what you've been itching to play, and you're a fan of Star Wars, this is a great title for you to check out. Now, if you prefer something creepy, and you're a PlayStation VR gamer, well, good news, you're finally getting Layers of Fear. This is a psychological horror title where you descend into madness. You're a painter who's lost his grip on reality, and as you wander around your mansion, your grief will begin to express itself in many horrific ways. I thoroughly enjoyed Layers of Fear, and it gave me one of the worst jump scares of my life. So if you're interested in a new horror game for the PlayStation VR, go check this one out. Now, if horror is not your style and you want to recapture some of those Tony Hawk Pro Skater days, on April 30th, you'll be able to kickflip your way into this game, which features a campaign mode, customizable skateboards, a hand-picked skateboard-themed soundtrack, multiple challenges, and an online competitive leaderboard. So soon you can go ahead and break some bones in-game and not have to worry about being injured in real life. Now, if you're looking for an activity that's a bit calmer, we have Disc Golf Valley VR. It's also releasing on Steam in early access this Friday, April 30th. There's 14 different courses, in-game challenges, and unlockable discs. Okay everybody, that was today's release lineup, but I do have another free title I want to mention. Alien Isolation is once again free from the Epic Games Store. So go grab this game if you don't already have it, then install the Mother VR mod. Playing cat and mouse with a xenomorph was already terrifying, and now you get to do it up close and personal. You have until the 29th to go download this game, so don't waste any time. Okay, we're actually staying on the topic of games, but we're going to be going over the Oculus Gaming Showcase. I live streamed this event with my buddy SoulFox Gaming, and we were both fairly disappointed. The main issue is nothing that was announced was new. First up, we have Lone Echo 2, which is only coming to PC VR and will be available this summer. Then we got some additional footage for Resident Evil 4, and an in-depth look at the changes that were made to port this game to VR. Originally, I wasn't very excited to rehash a 15-year-old game, but I am a bit more excited right now. We got a tiny tease for the second part of Tales from the Galaxy's Edge. We got the first official footage for the new Pistol Whip story-driven expansion, Smoke and Thunder. This might have been a surprise for some people, but if you've been following along on the news, Cloudhead Games was already hinting that their next expansion would have a Western theme. Then we got to see the same trailer for I Expect You to Die 2 that we saw a few weeks back. Now, I am really excited for this game, but again, not the most exciting announcement. If you're not familiar with I Expect You to Die, it's a comically themed escape room. One of the bigger announcements was a new DLC for The Walking Dead Saints and Sinners. This is a continuation of the main story and should add hours of gameplay. I know people really wanted to see a co-op mode, but the developers had already stated that this wouldn't be coming anytime soon, and their next update would be a storyline expansion. We did get some new footage for the 4-person co-op shooter After the Fall, and confirmation that it's coming to the Oculus Quest. I'm really excited for this game, but I did have concerns after not seeing anything for such a long time, and the new footage did help alleviate some of that with their Left 4 Dead style gameplay. Okay, so next up was the only new title that was actually announced, and that's Carve Snowboarding. This is from the creator of the original 1080 snowboarding that was available on Nintendo 64 in 1998. It looks like they're planning to take that gameplay experience and bring it into VR. Next on the list, the co-op Horde mode is finally available for Warhammer 40k Battle Sister, so you and a buddy can jump into a game together and see just how long you can survive an onslaught from the minions of chaos. And finally, we had an update for the Climb, which includes 6 new courses and a rhythm-style gameplay mode. You'll have to climb to a specific beat. Now that's something I definitely wasn't expecting, and I'll have to try it out to know if it's any good. And that was the whole show. Honestly, I was expecting a lot more. I've been talking about the quality of games on the Oculus Quest, and I thought Facebook was going to shut me up. I at least expected to see Lone Echo 2 coming to the Quest, but that's not the case. So like I said in another video, better games are coming in the future, but we're gonna have to wait for them. Speaking of waiting, it doesn't look like the Oculus Quest 3 or Oculus Quest 2 Pro are coming anytime soon. There's a really interesting conversation between Andrew Bosworth and John Carmack, available online, where you can listen to them discuss the future of Oculus. The topics covered the Airlink, the success of the Oculus Quest 2, the fact that the Quest 3 and Quest Pro are much further in the future and they expect the Quest 2 to be around for a while. They go over the prospects of a VR metaverse, the social aspect of VR, the implications of working in VR, the next-gen features they're working on, reducing motion sickness, and even the AR-VR competition. Now there's a lot to unpack here, so I will include a link in the description if you're interested in this topic. But just a few quick cliff notes, the Oculus Quest Pro and Oculus Quest 3 are not coming anytime soon. Facebook is way behind on things like full body tracking, but they have just rolled out new avatars which they think will really help in the social aspect. There's a lot of potential for Infinite Office, and they even considered selling headsets without controllers, but Infinite Office isn't there just yet to really use the headset in that manner. In terms of next-gen features, it was less about adding more and just making what they have even better. They're looking at a linear path of success. Just continue to increase what they already have, improve ergonomics, increase the resolution, battery life, and just make it about mainstream adoption. Yes, they are interested in introducing pro-level features, but the expectation is only a small fraction of the user base would ever use those features, so let's just focus on what we have right now. This is a completely understandable approach. And while we do want to see a whole bunch of new features implemented, what's the point if only a small percentage of users can actually afford them or end up using these features? Okay, so I have 2 more quick stories to go over. Last week, the internet momentarily exploded when we thought the new HTC headset had leaked online. This was a sneaker-inspired, VR fitness app-themed headset. Unfortunately though, HTC has confirmed that this is just a concept, and it doesn't look like we're actually getting this headset. This actually made a lot of sense to me because fitness apps are the most used VR applications, so I wouldn't be surprised if we eventually see something like this come up again. And finally, the Yor 2 has absolutely crushed their Kickstarter goal. They're currently over $800,000 when they were only looking to hit $100,000. I own the original Yor VR and it's already really impressive technology, but the Yor 2 takes it to a whole new level. Overall, it looks like a much more practical working desk, and there's a whole bunch of new features. Now those features are modular, making the price of this thing anywhere from $1,100 to nearly $2,400. Now I doubt I'm going to get my hands on the Yor 2, but I would love to do a comparison video because it looks like they've really improved on some of the issues with the original model, and this is just a much more practical device. Well, we'll see what happens in the future. Okay everybody, that was today's new VR news. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. If you're new here, please consider subscribing, and as always, I will see you guys on next time.